From an on-set crush to a romantic quarantine, what was it about Kellee Merrell that made HGTV star Ty Pennington want to settle down at 56? We have the details. Many of Ty Pennington's fans probably don't know that the former Trading Spaces host actually met his wife Kellee Merrell back in 2010, several years before they started dating. The two were introduced on the set of a TV show that Pennington was producing in Canada, which is also where Merrell is from, yet a romance didn't necessarily bloom between them right away.
We certainly knew that I wasn't ready.
Pennington may not have been ready for a serious relationship at the time, but that doesn't mean there wasn't a spark between him and Merrell either. He even admitted to People, "I have admired Kellee from afar for years." He also reflected on that on Instagram in 2022, when he shared a pic of them hanging out as friends in 2010 to celebrate their knowing each other for more than a decade. Of course, a lot happened in both Pennington and Merrell's lives between 2010 and 2020, but they were still apparently able to stay in contact through mutual friends during that time. Having their relationship start out as a friendship seemed to benefit them in the long run too, as it has for many other couples. Ty Pennington and Kellee Merrell got together at a challenging time, in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's one of those things where you just sort of connect with somebody, but I think several things happened. The world looked like it was going to end.
The world, of course, didn't end, but it did go on lockdown. So Merrell decided to quarantine with Pennington at his home. It can be assumed that being from Canada impacted her decision, since she probably wouldn't have been able to visit Pennington as often due to the strict travel restrictions. Yet Pennington apparently feels that fate brought them together then too, telling People magazine, "Luckily, our paths finally crossed at the right time. You just feel happy being around a person." Pennington is known for being over the top, which is why it's pretty astonishing that his proposal to Kellee Merrell was more low-key. In July 2021, he popped the question over morning coffee, while he and Merrell were out on the dock of his Palm Coast, Florida home. Many of Pennington's fans were surprised that the infamous bachelor finally wanted to settle down at age 56. He admitted himself to People, "I never thought I would get married, but she changed that. Glad I waited for the one." Ty and Kellee wasted no time getting married, considering that they tied the knot in November 2021, just 4 months after they got engaged. The only problem was that they had apparently wanted to have a destination wedding in Italy, but couldn't at the time due to pandemic-related travel restrictions. Because of that, the couple decided to get married in the backyard of their Savannah home instead. Ty and Kellee got married in the same Savannah, Georgia home that they've been renovating together since they bought it in September 2020. It seems to be an extra special project for the HGTV star, since he's doing it with and for his wife. He told People, "It's been a wonderful thing, just refurbing and redoing this incredibly old house." The former Extreme Makeover Home Edition host has also kept his Instagram followers updated on their progress, but made it clear that it's a lot more challenging than what they see him do on TV. He explained in a post, "TV renovations are like unicorns, and while they are amazing, it's just not realistic." However, it appears that overcoming those obstacles has brought Pennington and Merrell closer as a couple because they've had to learn to compromise. For Pennington in particular, that was trusting Merrell's opinions, despite his home renovation expertise. He dished to Yahoo, "You definitely have a different approach when you're married. It's no longer just your decision." Outside their home, the couple is seemingly enjoying living in Savannah too. Pennington often shares posts of them out, taking in what their city has to offer. For example, he's posted about them attending both a film festival and fashion show at Savannah College of Art and Design. It's pretty obvious that Ty isn't afraid to let the whole world know just how smitten he is with Kellee.
I think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
That's because he almost always finds a way to gush about her in the interviews he frequently does as a TV personality. For instance, when promoting his show, Hometown Kickstart, he revealed to People how Merrell had changed his whole life by making him want to get married. He told the publication, "This incredible person came into my life, and I just knew I couldn't let her go." While Pennington is obviously the more famous one in their relationship, it seems he also makes it a point to share the spotlight with Merrell. When discussing his HGTV shows with Yahoo, for example, he shouted out Merrell's own talents with home renovations. He said she's been an integral part of their home's design process, saying, "What I like is Kellee is also very creative." Of course, Pennington also often uses his social media to share how special Merrell is. In a post for International Women's Day, he wrote to her, "I love you more than words. You inspire me daily with your creativity." He's expressed his gratitude for her as well on more than one occasion. In a birthday tribute, he once wrote, "Thank you, universe, for creating this amazing human. Life is so much better than I ever could have imagined with you." If you've been following Ty Pennington on social media, then you know he's always liked to joke around with his fans. These days, though, Pennington is getting Merrell in on the fun too. For example, in the caption of a selfie of him and Merrell, he joked that he was giving her modeling lessons so she could perfect his Zoolander poses. In another post on Halloween, Pennington shared that they really got into character when channeling Todd and Margot from the comedy National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. While Pennington has expressed his appreciation for Merrell finding his jokes funny, it appears she's also just as grateful to have found a person who makes her laugh. He insinuated that in the caption of an Instagram video of him making silly faces at her, writing, "In case you were wondering how I landed my wife." Having that dynamic is apparently important to Pennington. He explained to Fox News, "When you're with somebody that has a really great sense of humor, it's spending that time, and it's the laughter that is everything." Pennington's TV jobs often involved a lot of traveling, which seemingly took a toll on him before he met his wife.
Do we really want to stay alone and live in hotel rooms for the rest of our life? No.
Yet that doesn't mean that he doesn't like to travel with Merrell. In fact, despite Pennington's busy TV schedule, they apparently found a way to take what looked like a honeymoon in December 2021. He told Fox News, "We took some time and went out to one of our favorite places. That favorite place appears to be Miami," since Pennington shared several photos of them celebrating married life there shortly after their wedding. The couple went back to Miami just months later in July 2022, with Pennington sharing a video of him and Merrell taking in the view of the city from their balcony. Pennington and Merrell don't just only go to Miami, though. It looks like they've been to Wyoming and New York City together as well. While Pennington shared that Merrell got food poisoning when they were in the mountains, they appeared to have really enjoyed seeing the Big Apple at Christmas time. In October 2022, Pennington and Merrell also took a cross-country road trip where they appeared to visit places between Georgia and Colorado. Kellee Merrell might be the first woman to get Ty Pennington to officially settle down, but she's not his first serious relationship. In fact, the star reportedly dated his former manager, Andrea Bach, for almost 20 years. The couple was able to keep a relatively low profile, which led to speculation about their relationship. Yet when asked about it in 2008, Pennington told Parade, "Not married, but we're still together. We're definitely a team." It seems that Bach wasn't pushing Pennington to marry her either. She once told Star, "We don't need to get married. We're having such a good time now." While they didn't end up working out, Pennington revealed on Instagram that there are no hard feelings and that Merrell had nothing to do with their split. He replied to a comment saying, "Andrea and I actually parted ways back in 2009 and still remain great friends." Pennington almost dated many other women too. That's because he was asked to be on The Bachelor after he first filmed Trading Spaces. After he heard what he had to do for the show, though, he apparently turned it down. That obviously worked out for the best since he eventually found Merrell instead.
Hey, I'm Ty Pennington from HGTV's Rock the Block.
Ty and Kellee appear to be enjoying life as a married couple, but it's unclear if they plan to become parents too. While Pennington is now in his late 50s, he expressed interest in one day becoming a father in a 2007 interview with People, saying, "I think that's something we all want in the future. I love kids." Regardless of whether Pennington and Merrell have kids in the future or not, it seems they are more than happy with the family they have now with their two rescue dogs, Dory and Phoebe. Pennington frequently posts on Instagram about how happy their dogs make him and how much he's become obsessed with them. In one caption, he gushed, Can't miss an opportunity to tell you how much joy these two creatures have brought to my life.